with Tuesday's weekly COD update, solos got released, and I for one have been anticipating this since Warzone got released, even though it's only been a week. So I thought with today's video, I'll help you guys out by giving some tips and tricks on how to play Warzone solo. One of the key things in solos is there's no revive, so if you don't have self-revive and you get deaded, straight to the gulag you go, and if you lose that gulag, straight back to the lobby you go. So with that being said, self-revive is a must in solos, along with always carrying armor, as if you are not wearing 3 bars of armor at all times, your time to kill will be a lot quicker than your opponent's, resulting in you losing gunfights way more consistently. So you want to make sure you're always rocking that stack of 5 in your inventory and constantly checking if you have max armor on in the bottom left of your screen. Furthermore, the order in which I buy things is slightly switched up at the buy station, so here is what I've changed. Armor, self-revive, loadout, UAV. So I used to buy armor, loadout, self-revive, UAV, so I've literally just swapped loadout for self-revive. It's very similar to trios, just in my opinion, it's more important to have that second chance that you desperately need before having the pleasure of using your own guns. Another important bit of information is make sure you're always rocking that stack of 5 for armor plates. Even if you already have 3 and unsure whether you need to buy some more, buy them as you'll definitely need them at some point later in the game. Moving swiftly on, one of the best bits of advice I ever got for a Battle Royale game, which has helped me a lot, is always expect to get shot. You may be thinking, yeah, no shit. But what I mean by that is always try and run with cover around you, that being a wall to your left or right, or that being a fallen tree. Any cover is better than no cover. Maybe you have to rotate into one of the final circles, try and strategically think, if I get shot right this second, how will I react? What cover have I got? You've always got to be thinking ahead and not just run balls deep into no man's land. This is how people tend to mess up the late game by not expecting to get shot. One sad thing about solos is everyone is a sad little camper, camping wherever they can, most likely in a corner, and it's very likely that using a heartbeat sensor. So one way to counteract that playstyle is, yes, you guessed it, use a heartbeat sensor, or like I did, a helicopter. The way you use a heartbeat sensor is when you've got the suspicion that an enemy is near, just quickly open up the tactical heartbeat sensor and see if any pings pop up. If they do, they're probably camping at the top floor, most likely in a one-way room, highly likely in a corner. Just stay vigilant when rushing buildings, especially in downtown. Seems like everyone in downtown is also in quarantine, as no one leaves their fucking house. Another tip I can give is my peanut. Is always plan your next move before you do it. So check the map to see where the gas is moving, and plan out where the best place to move to is, and how you're going to move there. For example, is the route you're thinking of taking got constant cover? And if you take that route, will you get pinched by the gas and the enemy? Also, try to visualise where the enemies might be, but the key thing you're trying to do in the late game rotation is obtain the high ground. Another tip is you really need to be rocking the amp perk so you can swap weapons faster, as you never know when someone will sneak up behind you when you're currently sniping someone. It also allows you to throw lethal quicker, so it's highly recommended. Another thing that I've briefly mentioned is when going into some of the final circles, always try and get the high ground. You can either do that by rotating early or rotating around the circle. You don't always have to run in a straight line to circle, you can run around to secure the position you're after. Just make sure if you do this, you have enough time and are aware where the other players are, so that way you don't get pinched by the gas, forcing you to run straight into them. Another thing a lot of Warzone players do is tunnel vision, and I'm guilty of that myself. Tunnel vision is when you're solely focused on one thing, causing you to lose focus on the other things going on. For example, you're shooting someone from afar with an assault rifle, only concentrating on killing them. Meanwhile, little Tim Tim comes up behind you and shoots you and sends you straight back to the gulag. This will cause you to die over and over again. So my advice is always expect to get shot. You need to remind yourself when doing things like this is that there are other people in the game, so don't be too concentrated on killing one person. Some more advice would be to always thirst your kills, as annoying as that is to be on the other end of. You don't want the mush getting back up to finish you off when you've already done the hard work, so make sure if you can to finish the bastard off. Now I really like this one, but I don't see many people doing it, and that is to mark campers location with a ping when the UAV is active. Find a nice little spot where you won't get shot and open your map. You can now ping an enemy's location. You can only use one ping, so the rest you'll have to use your photographic memory for. But if they're staying still when the UAV is active, it'll be highly likely they won't be moving while it is not. Next up is know when to back away from a gunfight. As sad as it is to admit it to yourself, you can't kill them all. Some people just either have a better spot or just manage to get some better shots on you than you did to them. So sometimes it's a smart idea to back away, armour up and reposition. Lastly, one of the other things I wanted to quickly mention is there's a new list of bug fixes. One of which I'm over the moon about is kills are now credited to the player who downed the enemy player, which means no more kill stealers. So if you was one of them players who thirsted your teammates' kills, you're now out of luck. It should have been here from the start, but at least it's here only after a week of Warzone being a thing, which you can't complain about. So with that being said, that concludes this video. I hope this guide helps you guys get a few more kills in Warzone and or helps you get the things you're after. I'd like to say thank you for watching the video. If this at all helps, I'd appreciate it if you could like, subscribe and comment if you've used any of these tips or learned something new. I'm currently aiming towards 150 subscribers, so if you could help me achieve that, that would be amazing. I'm also currently working on another video, which is the updated loadout I now use, which is OP. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.